When a rich nigga want you, and your nigga can't do nothing for you.
These hoes ain't loyal.
These hoes ain't loyal. Please understand that I'm not referring to any woman as a hoe, okay? That is a Chris Brown song, as I'm sure most of you know, and the title just sounded very provocative. Society has a problem. Everyone says that they have values or they have morals, but I find that that's valid up to a certain price. So you guys may have been seeing in the media that Chris Brown is on tour again, and he's doing his meet and greets that are retailed at $1,111. So basically, if you spend a rack on top of your concert ticket, you're able to take photos with Chris Brown like this. Now, a lot of men were criticizing women for spending this amount of money, saying that it's ridiculous to spend this amount of money to take a picture with the celeb, but then also saying that, you know, women complain about paying for dates or going 50-50, but they're still willing to pay over $1,000 to see Chris Brown. And respectfully, I'm gonna call cap on that perspective, and this is why. First and foremost, I love Chris Brown. I know some people might come for me for that, but the man is talented. I don't think anyone could take that away from him. I have seen Chris Brown in concert about 6 or 7 times. Each time that I saw him, it was a floor seat. Sometimes I have traveled, a lot of times actually, traveled to other cities, so gas, flights, to go see him, and it was a great experience. So I understand that if you really like an experience and you feel that experience is worth that price tag, you're gonna do it. It's no different than the men who complain about dates or complain about the fact that women want them to pay all of the bills, but they turn around and spend thousands of dollars at a club to buy a section and spend hundreds of dollars on a bottle that really costs about $40, $50. So make it make sense. You do it because you want that experience, whatever that experience means to you. But here's the catch. It has been floating around on social media that a couple of these women who took photos like this with Chris Brown, you know, sometimes he's gripping their butt, he has them in a tight embrace, holding them from behind, he's holding up some women and kind of gripping them on their butt. Some of these women were in relationships. Some of these women were engaged, and some of these women got dumped because of that experience with Chris Brown. And in their head, they rationalized why it was okay.
Which meet and greet did you have?
This is from Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
Yep. Literally after my picture went viral, my boyfriend broke up with me about a week later after arguing because he felt like Chris was too close on me. I'm just like, it's one of the most respectable pictures. It looked like I was bending over grabbing my ankles. But I would trade my ex for meeting Chris Brown 100 more times. So definitely really, really worth it.
Oh, she said, let's just say I called off my engagement to come see you. That's crazy. I love you, baby. I appreciate it.
The experience of being in the vicinity of a rich and famous man ranked heavier than their relationship with a man who they had been building with, who I hope they saw a future with, who they have been investing their time and energy with, and vice versa. And this is where it gets a little muddy. As much as I am a fan of Christopher Maurice Brown, I can't say that I would ever risk my relationship for a man who isn't going to pay any attention to me. If Chris Brown saw me in a club, he would be in his own little world doing his own thing, probably wouldn't look twice my way, right? Let's say he did entertain me and we became entangled. I know it would probably be a sexual relationship because he has said himself that he is not a relationship person, even though he has several kids. But that's a story for a different day. Let's stay on track, okay? Knowing all of this, and going into a situation like that, this meet and greet, where you're putting your relationship at risk for someone who probably isn't gonna take you seriously, you begin to question why. Like, why did you do it in the first place? Was it for the experience, or was it for what you thought or what you hope you can get from the experience? Which in this case is clout for taking a photo with Chris Brown, circulating all over the internet, and possibly the chance to become entangled with him. Clout or status, entangled with a wealthy man. Clout, money. Clout, money. That's what it often boils down to for a lot of women. Ladies, okay, please just try to stay with me, okay? I think sometimes we have to pause and think about how we justify some things that truly are hypocritical. Because we will have an issue with guys liking women's pictures on Instagram if we saw that our man was hugged up on a random woman in a club or a party dynamic, whatever the case may be, we would have a problem with it, right? But we justify the fact that we are doing these things that our man is not okay with. Okay, I just want to put emphasis on the fact that it's an issue because the men had a problem with it, right? Why? Because it's Chris Brown, so of course we're gonna make justifications for why it's okay to do that. Even though he's a man who, again, has all this status, all this money, probably more than what the man that you're dating has. So that right there can make him feel uncomfortable. But also, when we know that if he just said the word, like, I wanna pull up on you, I'll be a sneaky link, like, what's up? A lot of women, regardless of relationship status, would still do it. We live in this society where everyone is so clout and status and money hungry. And in case y'all didn't know, I am an equal opportunity offender on this channel, so we're also gonna talk about the men's, okay? How many times have we heard conversations where men say that a man is only as loyal as his options? Meaning that a man who really isn't getting play from anybody, it's easier for him to be loyal because no one is checking for him like that. But let that man come up, let him have a glow up, let him run into some money, then he's gonna have greater access to women. And therefore, he might not be as faithful, right? Woman is down for a man, started from the bottom with him, held him down when he had nothing, and stood by his side as he came up. And when that woman gets older, or when that woman is less attractive, he gets bored with her, he might replace her for someone younger, or might dibble and dabble because, of course, when a man has money or status, he isn't cheating, he's exercising his options, right? This mindset that money, status, clout, power, all of that trumps loyalty in relationships. And I want to be very clear that I'm not making this a man versus woman debate at all. We don't do that on my channel. I'm just giving perspective on both sides because men and women in these situations, I think you're dead wrong. I think loyalty goes a long way. Anyone who has held you down when you're at your lowest, who has stood by your side, who genuinely loves you for who you are, I think there should be a certain level of respect for that person. But again, society isn't there. We're blindsided by the glitz and the glamour, and we do these mental gymnastics to justify being shitty. So what do we do with this information? Pick a partner who aligns with our values. My philosophy: operate out of love and respect always, okay? I was not playing with y'all when I said that I really want to be committed to living a Jesus-like lifestyle, just treating people the way that I want to be treated, sticking to my morals and my values, no matter how tempting it might be to go in the opposite direction. Because one thing about karma, she always comes back around. And whatever you do to other people will likely come back around double plus tax.